I'm automotive news reporter Richard Truitt at the Detroit Auto Show with Global Vice President of Design Ed Welburn, who's going to tell us today about the brand new Camaro Convertible. Hi Ed, how are you?
Pretty good. Real good, matter of fact.
If somebody would ask me what makes that Camaro work, I would say, Ed, you've really nailed the proportions, but that's not a very technical explanation. Can you tell me why that car works proportionally?
Well, yeah, the proportions are great. The wheels are at the corner, the long dash, the axle, short overhangs, the whole relationship of the body to the wheels and tires. That's everything when it comes to proportion. Now, you've got to have that as a foundation for it to work, and then you've really got to develop the shape, the body shape itself, and give a real tension, real gesture in the design. And this has got it. You know, you've got to have great proportions. Proportions are everything. So, and that's kind of at the foundation of the design. And then from there, the theme has got to be in place. You've got to have the right kind of gesture, the right form vocabulary. With Camaro, you know, it's got that tight-waisted look. And one of my favorite areas of the car is the rear quarter and the way it works in plan view and the way it's shaped and the way it tucks at the rear.
Now, when you introduced this car to us, it was as a coupe, and now it's as a convertible. And those of us retro geezers who've been around for a while know that you just can't cut the roof off a car and have that rigidity in there. So what have you done to the chassis to make sure that when you go over a railroad track or something, you won't get cowl shake and you won't get all the other things that we think of in older convertibles?
Well, the key is you design the convertible together with the coupe from day one. Whenever anyone has attempted to do a convertible after the coupe has already been done, it just doesn't work. You just can't get the structure in the vehicle. Then you get all the shake. But the convertible was very much a part of the concept from the very beginning, and as we developed the whole structure of the vehicle, it was very much in mind.
Do you envision any other body styles for the Camaro other than coupe or convertible, or do you think it should stick to its true DNA from the 60s?
Coupe and convertible are the only body styles that we're planning for the Camaro.
Now, one of the things that I found most interesting about the new Camaro is the interior. And I'm wondering if we could go up there and you would give us a quick tour.
Sure, let's go ahead. It doesn't have the same kind of center stack that other cars, everyone seems to have today.
Right.
The console runs under the instrument panel. So that's very much a part of it. But you know, you can see it's executed in a very contemporary way. The way the gauges are executed, the materials and the interfaces of the materials throughout the interior.
Now, Ed, you know that Camaro fans are going to want to know how much of what we see here is going to get into production. If I'm looking at this, I see some stuff that looks pretty showy, but is this the real deal?
Well, on the exterior, I would say that the production car is extremely close to the show vehicle.
Okay.
I know where the differences are, but I don't think people will really see the differences between the two.
Okay.
On the interior, it's the same design theme. Frankly, the production interior is better than the concept.
Could you give us a hint and say how? Is it materials or
it's the execution of the center stack, the controls in the center. I think it's actually it'll be an easier vehicle to live with without losing any of the design character that's here. I think in some ways the integration in the design is a bit better in the production vehicle.
Is this a retro car?
I don't consider it a retro car. I consider it a car that builds on the great heritage of Camaros, but it's executed in a very contemporary way. I mean, and there are details throughout the design that are linked to the original car, but it's a thoroughly contemporary design. Some might consider it retro. I don't. Yeah, I just think it's a cool car.
Can we look at the Camaro and get any clues in terms of materials and textures and layouts of things that we might see in other Chevrolets in the future? Or is the Camaro pretty much its own thing?
Well, I think Camaro is and should be linked to all other Chevrolets, and in some ways the Camaro is kind of a halo for the brand, both in its exterior design and the kind of spirit that the design has is something that you'll find going through the entire lineup of Chevrolet. Same with the interior, very spirited design, this cross-car design. The materials are not, there's nothing that's really unusual about it. The colors and the contrast in the colors are possibly more unusual, and our customers are telling us that they want to see more color, they want to see more lively interiors, and this is certainly that.
And I'd like to thank you very much for your time today. It's been very nice to talk to you about the new Camaro.
Pleasure.